Imagine someone dumping trash into your disabled kid's wheelchair, sneering as if their very existence tarnishes the neighborhood's shine. What would you do? How would you fight back when cruelty hides behind a smile and a clipboard? That's the nightmare I faced 4 months after moving into what I thought was our forever home. I'm Emily Harper, a civil rights attorney with California's Department of Justice, specializing in disability law. My daughter Ava is 14 and has muscular dystrophy. She gets around in a power wheelchair, her lifeline, her freedom. After my divorce, it was just the two of us, building a new life. Ava's resilient, always smiling, and we were hopeful when we moved to Willow Creek Estates in San Diego. The brochures promised accessibility, wide sidewalks, gentle ramps, a community that embraced everyone. It sounded perfect. But they left out one detail: Claire Montgomery, the HOA president, who saw anyone different as a blemish on her flawless suburban canvas. Claire was the queen of Willow Creek, with her sleek blonde bob, Pilates-toned body, and a Lexus SUV that screamed money. She'd ruled the neighborhood for 10 years, her real estate background fueling an obsession with curb appeal that felt more like tyranny. When we first met, she dropped off a welcome basket, fancy jams, and a thick binder of HOA rules. "Just to keep you aligned with our standards," she said, her eyes flickering to Ava's wheelchair. Her smile tightened. "That's quite the machine," she remarked, like it was a monster truck, not Ava's way of moving through the world. "It's top-notch," Ava piped up, proud of her chair's voice controls and long-lasting battery. Claire's nod was sharp. "I trust it'll be stored indoors when not in use." I kept my voice steady. "It's not a bike, Ms. Montgomery. It's Ava's mobility device. It stays with her." Claire left, but Ava's voice was quiet. "Does she think I'm trouble, Mom?" I hugged her tight, but a knot formed in my stomach. Trouble was coming. It didn't take long. One Tuesday, I was helping Ava into our van for a doctor's visit. Her wheelchair was parked briefly at the edge of our driveway. Claire appeared out of nowhere, clipboard in hand, her designer athleisure glowing in the sun. "That can't stay there," she snapped. "It's blocking the sidewalk." It wasn't. "We're using it," I said, setting up the ramp. Section 8, Paragraph 4. "Walkways must remain clear," she recited, her tone dripping with authority. Ava spoke up, soft but steady. "My wheelchair isn't just a thing. It's part of me." Claire's smile was cold. "Maybe a smaller one would be less noticeable." I swallowed my anger. "This chair is custom, medically necessary. It's not optional." A week later, a violation notice arrived. A due Law 1150 fine for unauthorized equipment storage, because Ava's chair was on our porch for 5 minutes while I unloaded groceries. Someone, probably Claire, was watching us. I requested an HOA meeting, armed with a letter from Ava's neurologist and federal laws like the ADA and Fair Housing Act. At the meeting, I laid out how their rules violate disability protections. Most board members listened, especially DeVy Dingwin, a retired civil rights lawyer. "She's right," he said. "Our rules can't trump federal law." Claire tapped her nails, unmoved. "We have to protect property values." I leaned in, voice low. "Are you saying my daughter's existence lowers property values?" The room went silent. Claire backtracked, but her resentment was obvious. The board voted 4-1 to waive the fine and review the rules, with Claire dissenting. DeVy pulled me aside after. "She doesn't lose well. Watch your back." He was right. 2 weeks later, Claire announced a standards inspection, a clear excuse to target us. That day, Ava was reading on our porch, enjoying the sun. She needed the bathroom and used her forearm crutches to go inside, leaving her wheelchair by the door. I was working when I heard a commotion. I looked out and saw Claire on our porch, dumping a bag of trash candy wrappers, coffee cups, cigarette butts into Ava's chair. "If it looks like trash, treat it like trash," she said loudly, smirking for any neighbors watching. Rage burned through me as I ran outside. Ava came out, saw her chair defiled, and her eyes filled with tears. "What are you doing?" I yelled. Claire played innocent. "I thought it was a community bin, left unattended." "You know what this is?" I snapped. "It's her medical device." Ava's voice broke. "Why would you do this?" Claire shrugged. "Store it properly next time." Unknown to her, DVYD had been gardening across the street, recording everything. "I've got it all," he called, holding up his phone. Claire paled but doubled down. "The rules prohibit unattended items." Ava sobbed. "I just went to the bathroom. I'm a person." Her words hung in the air, exposing Claire's cruelty. I stepped forward, voice icy. "You're trespassing and harassing a protected individual. Leave, or I call the police." Claire huffed and walked off, tossing a threat over her shoulder. "You'll hear from the board." That night, I held Ava as she cried, asking, "Why does she hate me?" I had no answer, just determination. As an attorney, I'd fought discrimination, but levying it was different. I gathered evidence, every interaction, the fine, DVYD's VY Research uncovered Claire's pattern targeting disabled residents, elderly homeowners, and minorities with selective rule enforcement. Past lawsuits, settled quietly, showed her history of bias. Ava refused school the next day, terrified of being seen as garbage. Her neurologist, Dr. Thomas Reed, VY cited, documenting the toll, anxiety, depression, a blow to her dignity. He offered to speak at an emergency HOA meeting I called. The clubhouse was packed, tension thick. Claire sat smugly until the VYD played the VY Dale. Gasps filled the room as her words echoed. "If it looks like trash, treat it like trash." I stood. There was no mistake. Her intent was clear. As a Justice Department attorney, I presented 17 cases of Claire's discriminatory enforcement, including a family with an autistic child driven out and an elderly man fined for oxygen tanks. Residents spoke up: an elderly woman fined for a medical alert button, another targeted for a mobility scooter. Dr. Reed detailed Ava's trauma. "This wasn't about a wheelchair. It was an attack on her humanity." Then I revealed a text Claire sent to a board member. "If we let the wheelchair girl leave her equipment everywhere, property values will tank when we're seen as disabled friendly." The room erupted. Claire stammered, "That's out of context." I shot back. "There's no context where that's okay." The board voted to remove her, nearly unanimous. Claire's downfall was swift. The Justice Department investigated, uncovering years of bias. A consent decree mandated new guidelines, ADA training, and damages for VY Tims. Claire lost her real estate job, faced 500 hours of community service at a disability center, and sold her home, Leah VYing Willow Creek. Ava's CIVYL lawsuit settled, securing her future medical needs. But the real win was her healing. Therapy and community support brought back her spark. Neighbors, led by DVYD, held a Wheels Parade, with Ava's chair decked out in lights, leading the way. Willow Creek changed new board members with disabilities, accessible facilities, a sensory garden. Ava started a STEM club for disabled kids, her confidence soaring. She spoke at schools, inspiring others. A year later, she won a Youth Leadership Award, saying, "When someone treated my wheelchair like trash, they said I was garbage. But you can't throw away humanity." When a new family arrived, their son using crutches, Ava welcomed them. "This place is safe for kids like us." Later, a letter came, no return address, from Claire. "No apology can undo my harm. Working at the disability center showed me who I'd become. Ava deserved better. True value lies in dignity." Ava kept it, not for forgiveness, but as proof people can change. 2 years on, Willow Creek hosts Accessibility Awareness Days. Ava's STEM Club showcases adaptive tech. Her chair now has a decal. "My dignity is not negotiable." What started with cruelty built a stronger community, and an advocate in Ava. Fighting for justice doesn't just win battles, it changes everything.